Hey Spuddies, PotatoMcWhiskey here, and welcome back to Let's Play Civilization 6 as Norway. So, continuing on from the last episode, we managed to liberate Antananarivo, or Tana, as some people would call it over in Madagascar. We're going to be heading over to try and take on Sidon, Carthage, and Tyre, although I am kind of tempted to try to skip Sidon, because it's kind of just there, out of the way, whereas I can't really go from Sidon to another city, whereas if I go from Carthage... Oh, well, you know what? There's like a whole bunch of encampments here. Yeah, you know what? I think this encampment is from Tyre, and this one is from a city in the fog of war. So even though this is actually technically a more open direction to go for Tyre, I'm probably going to go down through Sidon and then push up through Byblos and then up into Tyre. So I think that's the direction we're going to go. We're actually not going to go through this. I mean, I guess you could make the argument that I could just blast my way through these encampments. Bjarkoi could use a farm. That'll give it a whole bunch of food. This city must be growing crazy fast. What's the food surplus in here? Plus 16.1, even with a 15% penalty. God damn. Now, I had originally planned to harvest all of these things, but I think I'm not going to harvest this anymore. I think it's better to keep these rainforests around, especially if I'm building Chichen Itza. Or as I like to call it, chicken pizza. I think I'm going to do a harvest of this jungle over here in Hamar. That'll help finish the monument, as well as give the city a little bit more growth and a little bit of production overflow. 21 production overflow to be exact. I think I'll go straight for a harbour in here. I mostly just want this city to generate me a bit of gold. And I'll also put down the commercial hub. I don't know if I'm going to build it immediately, but putting it down seems pretty reasonable to me. I will not be selling my niter to you, China. No peace for you either, Dido, although she looks a bit weird in this screen with that face. I don't know, man. It's like creeping me out. Alright, poor little horseman over here took quite a chunk of damage. Let's see if we can get him to retreat somewhere a little bit safer. The downside of going through this route is we pretty much have to blast through this encampment. Which, you know, I think we can do. It's just kind of annoying. Probably won't be a whole lot of actual episode because the vast majority of my time is being spent just like moving stuff around. Let's harvest this deer and then we can put a lumber mill on that tile, which is better than a camp. See if we can't get some of these horsemen back to heal while we push these other ones forward. Thankfully, this crossbowman has 2 shots, so I managed to get about 30 damage on the fortifications in here. Oh man, I lost the Chichen Itza. Oh, that is so disappointing. That is so incredibly disappointing. I mean, I guess I can just go for the Alhambra now, so I will just chop here, and that'll leave the Alhambra with 11 turns to go. I mean, it kind of works out. It's kind of shitty, but it is what it is, man. Now, I'm going to settle this city right near Longxi, even if it's not where I ultimately want to settle. Oh, I accidentally used the settler to do the movement, so I'll have to do this next turn. Just bringing up the army now to catch up and rejoin the front line. This catapult will be in the very, very back of the army. Still got my 2 longships here. They eventually want to get upgraded to caravels to be sent out to the west like we were talking about. Another free little pillage down here. This is a fantastic use of this Viking longship. I'm going to have to definitely start respecting these units in my other games. So I moved Sun Tzu over to this tile because he will give +1 movement to the catapult. Now, one thing you guys probably don't know about catapults and siege units in general, it actually doesn't matter if they have the promotion that allows them to move and attack. The only thing that matters is that I have a what's the word I'm looking for? They want to have a maximum movement of higher than 2, basically. So I'm going to pop this crossbowman up onto the hill. He won't be able to shoot this turn. But if I move this catapult forward, he'll be able to still shoot. And that's because his maximum movement is above 2. And it's just like a little... I don't know if like it's intentional or if it's just like a quirk of the way things that, you know, they work or whatever. But it's just always... it's always worked that way. And I've always taken advantage of it. A couple of people were asking me in the comments like, oh, how did you manage to attack with the catapult the same turn that it moved when it doesn't have the promotion? And it has to do with great generals. All right, let's get all these units to heal up. Some of them will only be healing for a couple of turns, and some of the other ones. Berserkers, honestly, they're really not that good now that I've spent a bit of time using them. We did get the Grandmaster's Chapel, which means we are going to be able to purchase units when we need them with faith. So probably after this era goes by and we're not purchasing things with purchasing buildings and stuff like that. I'm kind of tempted to maybe purchase a couple of bombards with faith. I don't know how much they're going to cost. I imagine they're fairly cheap. I think they cost like twice the production, so that would be like 560 faith, which I can get that much faith, no problem. Especially if I'm doing pillaging on like holy sites and stuff like that. Now, Christian Sand has a harbour, a government plaza, and it might be time now to start building stuff like caravels over here. I could throw down another district, but I don't think another district really helps me win the game faster. What I need is a navy. So I'll get to work on a couple of caravels in here. Abydos is in a bit of a weird spot. It doesn't really have a whole lot of production. It could definitely use a builder down here, but I want to save my faith for other things. It has a fully built campus, so it's at least letting me unlock stuff faster. I think I'm just going to slow build a builder in here. All right, let's pop a lumber mill into Bjarkoi. I'm kind of tempted to put more farms over here, make a little farm bow tie, as I like to call them. I'm going to harvest this deer again. That'll get us another builder a little bit sooner. Probably should have had Liang over here because I built like 2 builders out of here. Pop another mine on this fertilized tile that was fertilized by the volcano. The city now has incredible production and food, so it'll be able to do a lot of really good things for me. All right, let's go ahead and settle down the settler right here in Skedsmo. Skedsmo? I have no idea how to say that city's name. Pretty much this city exists just to give me loyalty pressure towards Longxi, so that I can push into China. All right, so we just unlocked medieval fairs. I don't think this really changes anything that we're going to do. I mean, I guess we could build Angkor Wat for the extra population and housing and all that stuff. I don't think that's really a big deal. This crossbowman is pretty beat up though now from taking 2 turns of shots from the district here. So I'm probably just going to fortify him. Well, if I bring all these units to bear, I could probably knock down this district this turn. Nah, it would be a long shot. So I'm just going to have him fortify here so that he can take a better hit. Now this courser is very hurt, but I'm going to keep him around for the adjacency bonus. What I want to do is pop in like this. And when I say adjacency bonus, I mean like the flanking bonus. These guys are pretty strong, but I shouldn't have any trouble. In fact, I'm going to pillage first and then attack with this guy. And then I got myself a nice chunk of faith that I'll be able to buy some bombards with. Then otherwise I'm going to run these guys home. Although there are farms here for this guy to pillage, so I'm not in a rush. Arena was completed here in Aachen. I think it's going to be just a straightforward armory in here so that we can build more units. All right, let's put a mine down here in Hamar. Now we've got some pretty good production going. We've got nice farms. We've also got a couple of tiles that still need to be improved. I'd like to get this fishing tile online, as well as this lumber mill here. Thankfully, this guy still has 2 build charges, so that shouldn't be a problem. Oh shoot, I lost a unit there. That is unfortunate. I lost my knight. Oh, there's a privateer in the water. Yikes. That's going to make it tough to deal with. But the crossbowman did his job. He took a hit for me, and then I can pop the catapult onto the hill. Now, see, this catapult can't shoot, right? Because its movement is 1 of 2. But if I move this great general forward a tile so its aura hits this catapult, now this catapult can shoot, and I can rip down this district in short order. Take it with a berserker, and I want to get rid of this catapult, but there's a bit of privateer nonsense going on, so I want to make sure my units, any of my fighting units, need to be like really good in terms of health. Rack of Death has built itself up now to a more reasonable level. It's got wow, barbarians running around here causing me some issues. I'm probably just going to ignore that. But yeah, Rack of Death is starting to build itself back up to something resembling a real city. It's definitely going to need more tile improvements in the near future. I'm already breaking out a builder in Abydos, so I might just pop down like an aqueduct to let the city grow, because if it can grow to a certain population, then it might actually be far more useful than it looks right now. In the meantime, I'm just going to slowly build ancient walls in Akitaten, just while, you know, crossbowmen run around pillaging my stuff. All right, let's pop into Tyre and pillage this nice district again. We pillaged the lighthouse, we get a little bit of faith, we get a bunch of gold, everything that we want. Unfortunately, I did lose the longship for that, but I think it was worth it. That longship had spent enough time out there. Maybe I could have got Suzerainty at Cahokia or something and upgraded it to a caravel. You know, you can make those arguments. All right, so we're gonna have to deal with this. I don't think we're gonna be able to deal with this privateer without upgraded catapults into bombards. Let's do a little bit of unit shuffling here. I want to get you over here, and then you're going to upgrade to a bombard. That's going to cost me 20 niter. Brilliant. There's +2 era score. I'm going to do the same thing on you. You become a bombard. This guy needs to get the hell out of Dodge. I'm going to pull him all the way back to there. Yeah, we're kind of crammed for space at the moment on the front line, but we'll figure it out as we go. I'm just going to look for maybe the odd pillage here or there. Pick up a bit of science and a bit of cash. Very nice. I need to get my horsemen out of the way and turn them into whatever the words is, coursers. That's the one. I can also get my hands on some musketmen, and I think I've been beaten around the bush long enough without musketmen, so it's probably time to pick those up as we approach the city. For now, though, I'm going to focus on getting bombards. 3 bombards should be enough with some musketmen to punch through most of what other people can throw at me. Now, the chop here on this woods is 86 production. There's only 1 production left in this, so that would be a waste. Instead, I'm going to put that chop into the aqueduct, because that'll almost finish the aqueduct. Bam, and then I'll be able to put a farm down there. And I want to put a farm triangle in and around here. Hey, nice. Cologne got its Stave Church done, which means if I improve these fishing boats in Cologne, they'll be a lot better than what they normally are. You can see this guy right here has +1 production over its normal yield, I believe. Now, in other respects, I could throw down a harbour here to pick up a little bit more gold, and gold is really what I need to support my army. I don't need anything else. So I'm tempted to take the harbour in here. It would also give me like a little bit of housing. I could also go ahead and pick up the armory. I think we're going to go the harbour route. Yeah, I think we'll go the harbour route. I think that's the right move. It'll get me gold, it'll get me production, it'll get me housing, it'll give me everything I want to make this city just slightly better. Utica, on the other hand, just finished its industrial zone. Now, that's mostly because I was hoping to build a couple of like support units in here. I think that was the main objective. Like, not right now, obviously, but I mean, I guess, do we still have... Yeah, we still have the 50% production of units in effect. So... probably would have been a good idea to build a whole bunch of units, but I'm not worried about it. I'm just going to get to work on a workshop in here. More production means more support units when I unlock the ones that I care about. All right, let's go ahead and harvest here for 86 production and then swap back over to the watermill, which is what we were building. Then we'll do the monument into aqueduct into industrial zone. I did 2 chops this turn. The aqueduct and the industrial zone are very close to finishing. This city should not have any problems getting up to a productive and efficient level of, productivity. I'm going to do a similar thing over here. I'll buy this tile just so I can chop out the workshop in here and then next turn place down a farm. It'll only shave 3 turns off the workshop, but that's still pretty good in my books. I really super don't care about which one of these passes. I'm just going to pick industrial city-state because that's who I'm trading with. And I'm going to target myself with this other resolution, and I'll put like 3... I'll put 5 votes in. 100 Diplo power is not that much. All right, brilliant. So now I get 50% less grievances, and we also get extra trading bonuses for trading with industrial city-states. It's exactly the sort of stuff that we want to see. I have 5 envoys on me. Now I could start looking to get some suzerainities. The only one I'm thinking of is Buenos Aires because it gives me a bit more amenities. The other ones don't really do anything for me. I guess you could make an argument for Cahokia. Yeah, I suppose you could say going up to at least like 3 envoys with Cahokia would get me a bit more money. Yeah, this seems like a pretty reasonable spread. I'll put an extra 2 envoys into Cahokia, 1 into Buenos Aires, and then bada bing, bada boom. Now we own Buenos Aires. Well, not own them, but we're the suzerain. Oh shoot, I spent all my money and forgot that I need to upgrade my musketmen. Well, that was a mistake. Do I sacrifice a knight for a pillage to turn into a musketman? No, I don't think I need to sacrifice. I think I can just do that naturally if I kind of just be patient. Let's take out this catapult. Not quite a kill, so we'll have to back up. But let's start rolling these bombards in now that they're upgraded and ready to rock and roll. There's also a few of my coursers ready to re-enter the battle now that they've healed up. Farm triangle time in Stavanger. This will give it a nice food line, which means it will grow very, very quickly. In fact, I'm going to lock that food in just to make sure it grows extra quick. And final upgrade for Hamar will pop in that nice crabs resource. Basically every tile that it can possibly work that can be improved is improved, which means the city is chopping away at maximum efficiency, at least at the current clip. I'm also going to pop a farm down in here in Alisund. It would be nice to be able to get this city to grow a bit more. In fact, I'm tempted to de-emphasize the productive tiles and lock in these growth tiles so the city can just like get to maximum pop. And then I'm kind of tempted to take one of these farm tiles away from one of these cities. If I gave one more to Christian Sand, it would go up to 9 housing, which means it should be able to grow an extra pop and work an extra tile, which seems pretty damn good to me. Time to kill some more units. Pop, 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 and pop, pop, pop. Now, I want to make sure these guys have a Renaissance and Industrial Era Great General nearby to give them the movement they need to be able to move towards the city and shoot on the same turn. I'm going to move this bombard forward, and then I'm going to take a blast on the city. Not a super powerful blast right now, but next turn we'll be able to do significantly more damage. As long as these units survive, at least. Arena finished in Thebes. This is another one of those cities that I just don't really care about, so I'm just going to build Ancient Wall so that it leaves me alone for a while. Probably is about time that I moved Liang over to Bjarkøy, because I forgot that I was only building builders in there to kind of spam out and rebuild my territory. So, you know, missed out on a few extra build charges there, but it's not a big deal. All right, so took a couple hits from the city, but let's go ahead and pop in here. We're going to pillage this iron mine because we want the gold so that we can upgrade this guy into a musketman, which means he's now super fast, super powerful, and ready to throw down with the enemy. We also want to do a little bit more pillaging of like this holy site right here. I'd love to be able to move him there. I'll get at least a couple of pillages off that. And let's start bombarding the city with our bombards. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, it's down to 173 fortification health, which is a good start on doing damage to the city. We're also going to go ahead and rip away that catapult and start just, well, did they repair this encampment? It kind of looks like they did. That is a bit odd. All right, bombard moving up. We've got siege towers. We've got swordsmen. Horsemen back here need to upgrade, but they're kind of low priority while I need to upgrade my musketmen. Somehow there is a Phoenician catapult over here. It's levied, so it probably came from Cahokia? No? The only place it could have come from is Cardiff, because that's the only place that is at war with me. So this is from Cardiff? How long have you walked to get here just to get killed? All right, we're popping everyone forward. We've got a crossbowman in the mix. We've got another crossbowman in the mix. We're ready to super hardcore bombard this city. Now, I do have to be careful with this courser, because if I don't kill this city this turn, this courser is dead meat. So I need to make a decision about whether or not I can actually finish the city off. And I don't think I'm going to be able to. This guy is going to run home. And then I'm going to pop you up into this hill and hopefully get a pillage there next turn. Also need to deal with this guy because I'm worried about him hitting my bombard and putting him into kill range by this city. Pop this bombard forward and also hit this district again because I'm just trying to rip down the defenses because something weird going on there. Also going to start bringing up this musketman to rejoin the fight. Maybe use him to capture the city. Ideally, I would be making some more, but I'm going to move them forward a turn before I upgrade them. All right, nice. Workshop completed here in Alsund. I'm going to go ahead and pop down a lighthouse. That'll give me more housing, more production, more food. You know, sort of by proxy, and then I'll be able to move on and start producing frigates once this is finished. And then once we have our frigates and caravels ready to go, we'll send them off over here to Nubia. All right, we're going to pop down a watermill in Frankfurt. We've got this stuff all hanging on. I've got so many units that I have to like often run through my turn and just kind of tell stuff to stand still a lot of the time. Just because I don't have, you know, orders for all of them. I swear there was another catapult around here. It must have like ran away. Because I killed one of them and I thought there was another. Alright, Sidon, this crossbowman needs to run away. I'm going to pillage this for faith. You're going to back up. We're going to step this bombard forward a tile. We're going to kill this. There's square rigging. Very cool. I don't know how I got that square rigging there. That doesn't make any sense to me, but okay. Don't really know what happened there. What? Okay, sure. All right, yep, I'll take it. All right, fine. I deserved square rigging because I killed a district with a musketman. Got it. I'm on board. You have my full attention. All right, let's go ahead and pillage first, and then we will fortify, and then we'll click on this guy, cancel the fortify, and then promote. Oh, it didn't work. Sometimes you can kind of fortify and then promote and get like extra combat power. We did get our spy out, who I am going to send to the Carthaginian capital of Tyre, purely because I want to do the listening post promotion. However, I will maybe look and do one of these other things on him to get him leveled up, although that'll be probably with one of my later spies. Pretty sure I unlock another spy at nationalism, yeah. Alright, I could build a great lighthouse, I could build a colossus, I could build a Taj Mahal, I could build all these things in my capital. I'm trying to think, what would be the important thing? We've got a campus, encampment, harbour. I think that's really all we want. I mean, the only thing I could maybe justify is a industrial zone, but that would be like just investing production now to get production later, when I could just put this production now to use in something like frigates. Right, now that we have frigates, I'd like to pick up printing because that gives diplomatic visibility, which can give you military combat strength. Then I'd maybe like to pick up something like mass production, or probably, yeah, it'll probably be riding into cavalry, and then maybe I'll go for mass production to pick up shipyards. That's kind of the way I'm thinking about it, because I also want to get the military academy here if I can, because that'll allow me to build corps and armies, and I am getting to the point where I am going to want to build corps and armies. So yeah, we'll get to work on printing. That'll give me extra diplomatic visibility. Siege tactics is kind of a filler tech, and then military tactics will lead up nicely to the military academy. Although there is something to be said of getting the field cannon. Now, if I were to work on ballistics, I would want to get my hands on a military engineer, which will take 6 turns, and then I'd want to place 2 forts. Problem is, I don't really have a place to place those forts yet. So what I'm going to do, instead of that thing that I was about to do, I'll go for printing, and then I'll make the decision once I've finished printing and see if I've placed down the 2 forts. Ah, there's the catapult. It was hiding in the fog of war. Let's go ahead and take him out. There we go, he's gone. Nothing left to deal with. Another musketman upgrade. He does have a promotion as well, which is kind of exciting, right? He's up to a musketman. A lot of these units just need to be told to like sit still and wait for like future orders. All right, time for Sidon to fall. Let's go ahead and grab as much damage on it as we can. 1 bombard, 2 bombards. 3 bombards and capture. Alright, great. I probably could have done a bit more pillaging to get a little bit more value out of the city. I'm going to keep the city. Loyalty is just fine. I will, however, be moving Victor over there. It's probably best just to get as much loyalty on the front line as I can get. And then we'll start moving through this very, very narrow pass to get to Byblos. Man, it's Bible, like, I feel like Carthage or the Phoenicians have built like the perfect, very, very difficult to crack nut here. Like, I don't know exactly how I should approach this. Because realistically, I can't get enough units to give me surface area on Byblos. So it might actually end up being better. Wow, it's actually just a really, really rough position to be in. I guess you could make the argument if I can get some sort of faith or something to faith purchase. Yeah, I guess I can't faith purchase water units, unfortunately. So I would have to gold purchase frigates, because I just need something to shoot this city with. And I don't have any boats in the near area to kind of take up that mantle. I was hoping for a little bit more friendly terrain here, but this is just really horrific. So I think the best move... Jesus Christ, this is actually just awful. I think I'm just going to have to push through with, like, musketmen and then get as many bombards in range of Byblos as I can. Oh my god, I was beaten to the Alhambra as well. This is so disappointing. I'm just going to build the mausoleum of Halicarnassus just like as a pity prize. Alright, let's pop down the harbor here. It'll take 10 turns. Very good. Get a granary going. Looks like they came over here to fight me. I'm just going to fortify my poor little pikemen here. There's no point attacking when you're better off defending. I do want to get off as many pillages as possible though to ensure that my little army can sustain itself in terms of gold. Get up on there and we'll get our bombards in position to cross the river next turn. You know what I need on the front line? I need a military engineer building roads for me to keep things moving. And yeah, that's actually something that I genuinely really need. Because if I had some roads through here, this would be trivial. The fact that I don't have roads makes this difficult. Alright, let's get started in Utica. I'm going to start faith purchasing bombards. I'm going to approach from both directions, I think. I'm going to try to push... Man, like, look at this. There's no real way. There's no angle of approach here that makes sense. These cities are just surrounded in hills that I can't shoot over. It's like the perfect defensive positioning. Almost tempted to just, like, leave Carthage as they are and go after China or something who has, like, a little bit less science. He has a much bigger army, though, is the problem. Like, he has a huge army. I wonder if I can maybe bribe him into going to war with Aminator. He hates Aminator. It would be great if they went to war. They'd, like, grind out their armies on each other. Sounds like something else, but alright. I tell you what, though, I've been going for about 40 minutes, and unfortunately, I don't have any more time to record. A little bit shorter episode than normal in terms of how much time is covered. Probably won't be that much shorter than, like, actual length. We did already capture Sidon, but, like, it's getting to the point where I might start doing longer recording sessions here for this game. Because I just have so many actions to perform that if I talk about them all, I might have longer recording sessions and then just talk about less of what happens. Because right now this is an awful lot of grunt work that isn't very interesting to the viewer. So I'll figure that out, and in the next episode we'll continue on. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.